Hello there. Well, it's the end of March, it's sunny, it's warm, and we're on the Hebridean island of Mull in the west of Scotland. Welcome to Grey Matters. Welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Well, as I said, we're here on the west coast of Scotland on the Isle of Mull, and we're going to be touring around, having a look at some of the most amazing sights and places and things to see and do. I thought you'd like to come with us. Let's go. Now, if you're going to be driving on Mull, you need to be aware that the majority of the roads there are single track. Many of them have been re-tarmacked, but a lot of them are in need of some serious TLC, so watch out for those potholes. There are passing places probably every 50 yards or so, and do make use of them. If you find a car coming towards you, you need to pull into the first available passing space on your side of the road and let them go through. Also, if you see a car approaching in your rearview mirror, it's etiquette there to signal left and pull into the first passing space you get to and let them go past. They're probably going to be locals who drive a lot faster than you, and it's well appreciated. You'll always get a wave and a thank you. But as I say, it is the etiquette, so please make sure you comply. First stop is Calgary Beach, probably the most famous beach on the whole of the Isle of Mull. If your impression of the Hebrides and Scotland is of cold and wind and rain and snow, well, this should dispel those thoughts, because I know springs come early, summers even come early on Mull, but this is absolutely amazing. The difference between Calgary Beach and most other beaches in the UK is that it's white sand, and with weather like this you do feel a little bit like you're in the Caribbean. The Isle of Mull is the second largest island of the Inner-Hebrides and lies off the west coast of Scotland. Now, the island measures around 20 miles by 12 and has an incredible 300 miles of superb coastline. It's also acclaimed to have some of the greatest biodiversity in Britain. Sea otters, dolphins, minke whales, even killer whales have been known to visit. But Mull is also home to golden eagles, as well as the rare white-tailed eagles, the wingspan of which can reach an incredible 8 feet. Now, there are tons of things to do and places to visit on the island, and if you're a walker, you'll be spoilt for choice, because there's around 45 walking routes available, as well as the rest of the island. In Scotland, you're basically free to roam anywhere, but the mapped walks are probably your best option. We took a stroll out to Glengorm Castle near Quinish Point and a circle of standing stones. Last night we saw the aurora. We were out from 10 o'clock until about midnight, and then our friends who live on the island went out again about 3 AM to see some more of the aurora. It was supposedly the most intense that they've had here for a long time. It was quite spectacular. It's not the same as you would see in Norway or Finland. You don't get the ribbons and things quite so pronounced, but it's definitely on the horizon, and it looks absolutely stunning. Well, today we're at Arlos Park near Tobermory, where they've, you can probably hear, got some rather nice waterfalls. Well, you can't beat the sound of rushing water on a waterfall out in the wilds and the wilderness. Not this is exactly the wilderness. We're not far from Tobermory, but Arlos Park is a wonderful place to come and visit. If you get the chance to come to Mull, it's got to be a must, got to be on your bucket list. So there are two sets of waterfalls at Arlos Park. There's the upper set that we've already seen, and the lower falls that we haven't been to. It's a little bit of an up and down climb, so we've decided to leave that for now. It's a lovely place to come. Lots of nature, lots of wildlife, and a nice place for your dogs to come to. Well, from Arlos Park it's a long walk or a short drive to Tobermory, which you can see in the distance here, famed for its colourful buildings along the harbour front. And that's where we're going right now. Tobermory was built as a fishing port in the late 18th century and is now the main town and administrative centre for the island. It's a picture postcard of a place with brightly coloured buildings along the main street. There's a good variety of shops, hotels and other accommodation, and a generally well-stocked co-op store, but bear in mind that deliveries from the mainland are only on Mondays and rely on a good ferry service. There's reputed to be the wreck of a Spanish galleon somewhere in the mud at the bottom of the bay. The ship was part of the defeated Armada of 1588 and was supposed to have been carrying millions of gold coins when she went to the bottom, but apparently no one has ever found the treasure. I wonder if they would admit it if they did.
That's rather far enough.
We're staying at the tiny village of Dervaig at the Cuin View holiday apartment overlooking Loch Cuin. Now the loch is famous as a wonderful place to view the island sunsets. The village pub, the Bellacroix, is the oldest pub on Mull, and having sampled their haggis stack, I can highly recommend the food. We've taken a walk through Dervaig, and they have a community orchard. They're growing a variety of trees and shrubs. And there's even a community classroom for the school children, an outdoor classroom. I particularly like this idea of making veg boxes out of decking boards, something I'm going to have to think about doing back at home myself. Now we're here on this trip to the Isle of Mull. I say we, it's me and my wife. We're the travelling companion who has been with us on many travels in the past, and she's treated me to a bottle of Tobermory 12-year-old single malt whisky, which, well, I had to bring it with me on this little walk. Cheers. It's another really good travelling companion. As the end of our trip drew ever closer, we drove to the hamlet of Croig, and its abandoned hulk and little used jetty, so that we could walk across the fields to a tiny hidden beach called Port Nabarro. Now down at sea level, it's just beautiful. And of course, what all young people and some adults like to do as well, of course, is around the rock pools. You never know what you'll find. So far, I've found nothing. In a coastal landscape, on the top of a cliff, it's surprising what you come across. I think the thing you'll notice about Mull more than anything else when you're here, particularly when you're out on a headland or on a secluded little beach like this one, is the quiet. Absolutely quiet, not a sound. The occasional ripple from the water and the occasional cry of a seabird. But you know, this island is so full of surprises, from white-tailed eagles to golden eagles and sea otters, dolphins, minke whales, basking sharks. There's so much here. We haven't seen a lot of them, but they're there. And it's just been an absolute joy to come to this island. Will we come back? Well, we've only been up at the north end of the island, and there's all the south to look at. It's about 12 miles by 20 in size, so there's still plenty to see. So yeah, I think we'll be back. And that brings to a close, really, our trip to the Isle of Mull. As I said in that last little bit of winding up, it's an amazing place to come. Yes, I think we'll come back. There's plenty more to see. Thank you for joining us on Grey Matters. If there's any comments you wish to add about Mull, anything that we need to see on our return, please leave comments below, and don't forget to like the video, because it all helps the YouTube algorithm and helps push the videos forward. Still plenty to come on the channel, and I hope you all stay tuned. See you again soon. Bye for now.